Hello everyone, this is Kino Darkblaze and this is the Zoo location and inventory review for the date of November 4th till the date of November 8th. So Zoo is gonna be here from this Friday till Tuesday and get whatever you need from him before then. So the first things first, Zoo is gonna be located on the EDZ Winding Cove. So just climb up here and you can meet him. So the first weapon is gonna be the first exotic weapon is gonna be the Prospector. It's a grenade launcher, a heavy grenade launcher. It is an average grenade launcher. There are definitely some better ones out there. How this grenade launcher works is you full auto fire this grenade launcher to wherever you want to fire, and whenever you release the trigger, they all detonate all at once. So an average grenade launcher, if you have the legendary shards to spare, do buy it. If you do not have it, you can definitely skip this one. Let's move on to the next leg armor. It's gonna be the Orpheus rig for the hunter class. Definitely a better leg armor. Whenever you want to farm something like the weapon XP, and if you want to level it up fast, most people use this in the Shuruchi. What this does is whenever you use Deadfall and Mobius Quiver, you get something like 40 to 50% of your super back. So a really good armor with 61 overall stat as well, and a bit of resilience spike as well. So 17 is not a bad one. So do pick this one up if you're a new player and if you do not have this. Now let's move on to the next gauntlet. It's gonna be the Doomfang. It's the gauntlet for the Titans. 63 overall stat is not a bad stat, but too much mobility in my opinion, because 21 mobility and not much resilience as well. So Titan really needs the resilience. So if you can skip this one, definitely do. But if you are a new player and if you do not have this, do pick this one up. So let's move on to the final exotic. It's gonna be the final exotic armor. It's gonna be the Crown of Tempest. This is the helmet for the warlocks. A really good helmet. Arc ability or Jolt final blows restore arc ability. So whenever you use your abilities, you gain a lot of them back, like 40 to 50%. This is a really good ability, and a lot of spike on recovery, discipline, intellect, and strength. Strength you would not want too much, but recovery and discipline, it's a really good armor. So definitely pick this one up if you do not have it. And well, yeah, that's it for the exotics. Let's move on to the weapons for today. The legendary weapon, the first legendary weapon is gonna be the Cold Denial Pulse Rifle. A really good pulse rifle as well, with Pulse Monitor and Eye of the Storm. Eye of the Storm is a really good perk, but let's see what the other perks are on this weapon. Ooh, ranged ricochet rounds. This is a really good mod, with corkscrew rifling as well. I would say this is almost a god roll, so, and with ranged masterwork as well. Wow, this is a really good Cold Denial. So pick this one up if you do not have it. This is one of the best ones I've seen Zul bring. So a really good Cold Denial Pulse Rifle, and with a high spec, there is a lot going for this weapon. This is a really good weapon. Definitely do pick this one up. Let's move on to the next pulse rifle. It's gonna be the Grid Skipper. Heating up and high impact reserves. High impact reserves are good, but heating up. Final blows with this weapon increases accuracy, and this is a good one as well because you have high caliber rounds. It increases range and corkscrew rifling with range masterwork. So yeah, this is definitely a better version of the weapon. So if you do not own one of these Grid Skippers, definitely get this. This is a really good and very good mod, a very good weapon. So yeah, if you do not have it, definitely pick this one up. Let's move on to the next weapon. Is the Ikilos SMG, a really good SMG in my opinion. Pulse Monitor and Surrounded. I want something like rangefinder because the range on this thing is not that great, although it has the best range of all the SMG, I would argue so. Accurate rounds with Pulse Monitor and Surrounded. This is a good roll, but Yeah, well, if you do not have one, pick this one up, but if you have something better, you can just skip this one. Let's move on to the next weapon. It's the Timeline's Vertex, a really good fusion rifle with firmly planted and elemental capacitor. Firmly planted is okay, and elemental capacitor is actually good. So this one is arranged with range masterwork. So if you just do not have it, and if you have some glimmer and legendary shards to spare, you can get this one. If not, you can just skip this. Now let's move on to the next weapon. Is the Hollow Words fusion rifle. A lot of fusion rifles and pulse rifles today. So this has quick draw and disruption break. Quick draw is an okay mod because you can faster ready and slow speed, so this is an okay mod with disruption break as well. So this is an average weapon roll, so if you do not have it, you can get it, but there are definitely some better rolls out there. Now let's move on to the next weapon. It's gonna be CORSAIR'S Wrath, the linear fusion rifle. I think this is the only other linear fusion rifle that is of the solar subclass, except for the cataclysmic, which you get from the Vow the Disciple raid. So if you do not own this, definitely get one. So no distraction and unrelenting. Well, it is a good weapon, so, and there are not much variables for this the solar class for the linear fusion rifle. So yeah, get this one if you are a new player and if you do not have it. And with no distraction and unrelenting, this is a really good roll as well. Accelerated, I would like the enhanced battery. I would like something like the ionized battery, but well, this is whatever. So with charge uptime, charge masterwork as well. So yeah, if you do not have this, definitely get this, because the only solar linear fusion I think there is in the game is probably the cataclysmic. So yeah, if you do not have it, pick this one up. Let's move on to the final legendary weapons for the day. It's gonna be the Night Watch. Outlaw and multi-kill clip. This is a really good perk as well, with accurized rounds as well, and hammer forged rifling. This is one of the god rolls, I would say. So if you somehow just didn't know and dismantle the one you get from the first quest, the New Light quest, then definitely pick this one up, and it has range masterwork as well. A really good weapon with hammer forged, accurized, outlaw, and multi-kill clip. This is the god roll weapon for something like PvP, and even for PvP, the PvE, this is not bad. So if you do not have a better one, and if you dismantle the one you got from the first quest, the New Light quest, then definitely pick this one up. So let's move on to the next page. It's gonna be the exotic weapons, the HAWKMOON with surplus. Not a great roll. There are definitely some better rolls out there. Something like a rangefinder, even though it's nerfed, and opening shot would be very good. And with alloy magazine and extended barrel, yeah, not a big fan of this. Just skip this one. This is not good this week. The HAWKMOON this week is not that good. Let's move on to the next one. It's the Dead Man's Tale. So we have Outlaw. Outlaw is not that bad, but I would ideally want something like Vorpal, or I don't know, something like Moving Target. So yeah, not that great roll on the HAWKMOON and the DMT this week. You guys can skip those. So let's move on to the armor sets for the Warlock. Let's start with the gloves. It's 58 overall stat, not that spiky. Definitely skip this one. This is not that great. So yeah, skip the gloves for the Warlocks. Let's move on to the chest armor. 63 overall stat. Wow, that is quite high overall stat, with a good spike as well, mobility and discipline. Although you would want something like recovery and resilience. Mobility is not that bad on Warlock as well. So if you do not have a better chest piece, do pick this one up. But if you have something better, this is just waste of your legendary shards and glimmer. Let's move on to the helmet. 64 overall stat. Wow, that's quite high. And recovery and intellect spike. This is a really good headpiece. Definitely pick this one up because every warlocks want something like recovery and intellect as well, because you get super faster and you regen your HP faster, and you get your class ability faster with recovery spike as well. So definitely pick this one up if you're a new player. This is a really good and very good helmet. Let's move on to the final armor piece for the warlocks. It's the Braytech Researcher boots, the leg armor. 60 overall stat, not that spiky, just a bit on the intellect side and a bit on the resilience. If you have something better, I would definitely skip this one, but if you are a new player, you can make do with this one as well. So yeah, now let's move on to the next class for today. It's gonna be the Titans. Okay, so now we're back with the Titans. Let's see what armor pieces Titans have this week. So I'm gonna grab the Doomfang because I do not own one of it. So let's move on to the legendary armor for the Titans. The first one is gonna be the gauntlets, 59 overall stat with good resilience and good strength spike. So if you are a new player and do not have a good armor than this, definitely pick this one up because 59 is a bit on the low side, but the spikes are really good because 18 resilience and strength. It's what the Titan needs. So yeah, definitely I would want something. Definitely I would want a bit more discipline as well, but resilience and strength spike counts as well. So definitely get this if you are a new player and if you do not have a better version of this one. So let's move on to the next armor, the chest piece. 60 overall stat with not that much of a spike. A bit on the mobility, but Titan does not require mobility, so I will skip this one because this is not a great armor piece, because not much of a spike going on and the lowest spike is on the resilience. So yeah, just skip this one, not a good one. Let's move on to the next armor piece. It's gonna be the helmet. 57, a bit on the low side with a lot of mobility and no resilience at all. This is definitely gonna be a skip for me because this is not a good armor piece, because Titans do not require mobility, they require resilience, and this has the lowest amount of resilience there is. So yeah, just skip this one. Let's move on to the final armor for the Titans. It's gonna be the leg armor. 63 overall stat, a really good overall stat, but wow, that is really bad. Kinda. Mobility, recovery, discipline, and intellect spike, and no resilience and strength. What the Titan needs is resilience and strength, and this one does not have that. Although the recovery, discipline, and intellect is good, but mobility is too much mobility in my opinion. So if you do not have a purple gear, if you do not have a legendary gear, and if you're using something like the blue gear, you can definitely get this one. But if you have a legendary gear, do not get this. This is kind of a waste of your legendary shard. So yeah, that's it for the Titans. Let's move on to the next class for today, and the final class is gonna be the Hunters. Okay, so now we're back with the Hunters. Let's see what armor pieces Hunters have for this week. The first one, we're gonna move with the gauntlets. 61 overall stat with a bit of discipline and a bit of mobility spike as well. This is a good one because Hunters definitely need the discipline and the mobility. So if you do not have a better version of better gauntlets, do pick this one up, and if you're a new player as well. Let's move on to the next armor piece. It's gonna be the chest piece. 61 overall stat with too low of a mobility spike, whereas strength, discipline, and recovery, it's a good one, but not that great because you would ideally want a bit more mobility than that. So, well, if you're only desperate for a chest piece, get this one. If you're not, then you can just skip this one. This is not a great piece. Let's move on to the helmet. It's gonna be 59 overall stat with a bit of recovery and strength with a bit intellect as well. This is not that great because 59 is a bit on the low side. I would only pick something up if it has something like 60 overall stat with the spike is on mobility and recovery. So this is definitely gonna be a skip. Let's move on to the final armor piece of the day. Wow, 62 overall stat with resilience and strength spike. This is a really good armor piece because a really good armor piece for PvE because that much resilience is really important, and strength as well. If you want to build something like a strength focused build, a melee focused build using the melee exotic, this will be a really good leg armor to pair with that. So if you're in the market for a melee build, definitely pick this one up because this is one of the best spikes I've ever seen in a leg armor. So that's gonna be it for the Zur this week. And if you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I put out daily videos like Ada 1 videos and Zur videos. Do check them out as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.